In writing your legacy story as an elder mentor, it's important to think about it from this perspective. And this is number 7 of 10 of the action outcomes that are available to stimulate your thinking. And actually, we're going to turn our attention to the action outcomes you're going to use to rescript your wealthy life. Now, in this case, life is being used in terms of looking at what's happening for you as a person and your interactions with others from this sort of whole perspective. And it's to take in the working, the recreation, the volunteering, the philanthropy, the health and wellness. It's to take in the whole picture of you living your great life, co-creating the well-living workplace, co-creating the well-living community. It might be about evolve your legacy. It's about the different programs and courses you go through to continually improve who you are. You're in continuous learning. So it's bringing in the whole story to play here. I'm using the wealthy adjectives here to life as a bit of a reminder. And if you take your left arm, this is wealthy from an A, W-E-A, and your right arm is your W-E-L-L, wealthy from that perspective. And what I'm attempting to do is just to get to remind you is that for you to do, clapping for appreciation, it requires your wealthy hands and to bring it together. And therefore, there's sort of like guidelines, or if you think of a train, the tracks that you travel down, and you need both for the train to operate. It's like you need both for your life to unfold in ways where you're being for the world. And often, as we find ourselves writing our legacy story, it is a question of rescripting your story. In other words, it's a story has unfolded for you over the years, and you find yourself in a position where you're rethinking, reimagining, restocking what is possible for you. And I'm putting that underneath the term rescript, because I think it's important for us to just take a bit of a time, a delay, a time out, not to separate ourselves from the world per se, even though going on a retreat is valuable, but it's to take some time just to look at the story that you're sharing inside and out, and the stories you're listening from the outside in, and finding out if that meets who you are today and the future that you are living from, that you're going to bring into your presence. And therefore, once you start to rescript that story, what will happen is new action outcome statements will unfold. And you may have heard words like goals and objectives. I understand, and I usually link those more with the business world. And I use this action outcome statement is that there's an action you're going to take, usually an action verb, and it's attached to an outcome that you're looking for. So one might be is to write your legacy story. Another one might be is to publish that legacy story as a book. Another might be publish your legacy story as a movie. So again, there's different action outcome statements that will unfold from your rescripting of your wealthy life. And what becomes important is to decide which of those are the ones you are going to follow. Now, life is great, and maybe you can get them all in and done. Maybe some of them will have to be left for 5 years from now, some maybe 3 years, next year. Some, yes, they got to get done now to be able to write your legacy story. And I'll just use an example, which is look at all the other statements that are in this sort of free mini course for you. And you notice that they're actually action outcome statements. They have an action verb and an outcome that you can work from. And if you just take that into consideration, make sure that you've taken all those actions, it will give you the insights, the ideas, the interpretations that you can use to actually write your legacy story. So with that, enjoy the way in which you're rescripting. Make sure that you subscribe, comment, like, and share. When you see this video, that's always a great contribution because we can learn together. So with that, take care.